Hi everybody, Alex Deploy here from Expert Forex, and this is the 5th video in the series of how to get the best out of your Forex trading EAs and your manual Forex trading. Now in this video, we're going to be looking at a particular EA that produced multi-millions dollars when trading indices and Forex trading crosses. So in order to give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about today, in the video that you see on your screen right now, we were talking about how to turbo boost results using conventional EAs, and that means turbo boosting them from $5,000 to $10 million. And what we did in this particular video is we used two of our very established Forex robots. And here are the videos that show the 5,000 going to $1 million using our tradable RSI. And here's another one showing 5,000 going to $1 million using the RSI envelope EA. And I have in fact got 11 other videos all about trading $5,000 to $10 million. If you're interested in watching these 11 videos, which include those two, then just click this link at the top here and it will take you to the playlist showing these particular videos. But that's a bit of background, because today we're going to be looking at a third EA, a third established EA that has the potential not only of trading it to $1 million, but trading it to multi-million dollars. So back to the video that I mentioned first. In that video, we spoke about 3 methods to turbo boost your Forex trading results. The first one is to simply increase your position size. So by increasing your position size, your gains increase, but so does your risk. So you only do that in a controlled way. Then there was the other one, adding to your position. So once you're in a successful trade, you add to your position. We call that top-ups. And that also increases your ability to earn more from your trading. And then the third principle is to constantly risk the same percentage on every trade. So in other words, when you are trading well, you're going to be risking more and more on your trades, and if you're trading poorly, you're going to be risking less and less on your trades. So those are the 3 principles that I have mentioned in the previous videos, and we're going to have a look at how this other EA uses these principles to produce astronomical results. Okay, so today we're going to be looking at the Make Money Expert Advisor, and you can see that it has unbelievable potential in terms of some of the results that we get reported by our clients. The link to this EA will be shown right now on the top right hand side of your screen. So just a bit of background to this particular EA. What it does, it uses 2 MAs, moving averages, and when they both are pointing in a particular direction, like for instance up, if they are pointing up, it means there's an upward trend. And then it uses a second indicator called the ADX indicator, and that is also an indicator used to indicate a trend. So there are 3 indicators that have to align, and once they align, this EA will start opening trades in the direction of the trend. So it's a with the trend trading EA. Now if we look at our 3 ways of boosting income, the one way is to constantly risk the same percentage. So in the settings, it allows you to risk a percentage of your equity, and this particular setting says that 2% is risked on every trade, and that is the way you risk the same percentage on every trade. And as I mentioned earlier, if the trading goes well, that amount, the dollar amount will increase, and if it goes poorly, the dollar amount will decrease. Also, using this, you can increase your position size. So if your manual lot size gives you that, 2% might be more. So this is the second principle. Using that setting, you can increase your position size accordingly. Then let's look at the top-up element in this one. Now, one of the things about this EA is once those moving averages align and the ADX aligns, it will open a new trade on every candle that has the signal to trade. So you might have that same signal occurring 4 times in a row. So it will literally open 4 buys in a row should that signals exist on each candle. So you have a natural topping up system built in here, and you can control that. You can say how many maximum open trades you want, but they will this EA will continually add positions in the direction of the trend subject to your instructions. As I mentioned, you can increase your position size, you can add to your positions, it automatically does that, and you can constantly risk the same percentage as I've shown you. So what we're going to do now is we're going to go to the EA Factory website. The EA Factory is an organization separate from Expert Forex, who creates our EAs and then supports those EAs. So this is the website. Once you've bought the EA, you go to the welcoming page, which gives you a whole lot of instructions on how to best use this EA. There's a lot of online documentation available. There's also optimized settings, which is what we're going to be looking at right now. And you can download a very comprehensive user guide and the actual EA itself. So that's how the EA Factory website works. This product information page is very important. So what we're going to be looking at is the settings analysis aspect. So let's click on the settings analysis. Now what this is merely an optimization of the EA's settings. So in other words, what we do is in this case, we took the year February 28, and we looked backwards 12 months from the 28th of February this year, and we said what settings would have worked best during that year. So it's basically an optimization. There is no guarantee those settings will work into the future. What that exercise does is it proves the potential of a particular EA. And I must stress, those settings are not guaranteed to repeat. They are just guidelines that show that this EA has the potential of producing fantastic results. We can also analyze those settings, and I'll show you a little bit later on, to get an idea of what works and what doesn't work. In the previous settings, which were done on the 31st of December, you can see we update these settings on a regular basis. We used a single lot size, in other words 0.01 lots, and we came to certain results, very good results I must add, but certain results. In these settings we are using the percentage of account basis, so we're changing our basis of optimizing these ones. So I'm going to start with the indexes, and we're going to go straight into the indexes. And again, the warning is major. Warning, these settings could be very unreliable, and therefore you need to do your own analysis to come up with your own settings which are aligned with your trading plans and risk profile. So we are saying these are merely optimized settings where we say this is what worked in the past. And we tested 6 indices and we tested 3 time frames. And what clearly came out is that the 15-minute time frame is by far the best for this particular EA, and we did it on a every tick basis, which is the most precise way of testing. And here we got the NDX 100 that made 14 million in the period from the 1st of March last year to the 28th of February this year. You can see we used $100 leverage, and we started with $5,000. So $5,000 turned into 14 million using that particular index. And then if you go further down, the German one was over a million, 1.7 million, and the US 30 was just under a million, and so on. But you can see the results are pretty robust. If you want to go and download those settings, you just click on the set file there and you can download those settings. Now again, the object of this exercise is to just tell you that this EA has the potential of producing amazing results. If we go further down in this analysis, you can actually see the settings that produce these particular results and compare them with each other. So this service is pretty comprehensive, and it's free to owners of this particular EA. Okay, so we've looked at the indices. We've seen that there were 2 that went over $1 million, and that is quite impressive. So now let's go and look at the Forex market, optimized trades. And the similar test was done here, in this case using 10 crosses and 3 time frames. So you actually get 30 set files with this one, also starting with a deposit of 5,000, leverage of 10,000, and the same period. And again, the 15-minute time frame stands out as by far the most profitable time frame ever. And we see here that the Aussie yen produced $10 million. The yen itself produced $6 million. The Euro Oz 2.4. The pound 1.7, and so on as we go down. So again, we can see that this EA has really strong potential to produce exceptional results. And again, you can download the settings by clicking on those set file icons. So the purpose of this video was to show you that these 3 principles, by increasing your position size, by adding to your position, and constantly risking the same percentage, work very well on most EAs and on most manual traded systems. And that is the point of this video. We don't want you to rush out and buy the make money, because you might be disappointed. These settings may not repeat again. It's a bit like saying, last week the following numbers won the lotto. I'm going to take those same numbers again, because clearly they are winning numbers. It's a bit like that. So these settings are not guaranteed to repeat, but they can provide you with really good information as a kickoff on settings that you should be using in the future. So again, with this video, I want to finish with a disclaimer, reiterate that the optimized results shown are likely to repeat when using the same settings. The results shown only confirm that those results are possible given favorable market conditions and matching appropriate settings. You always have to match your settings to the market conditions. That's the secret of EA trading. And when publishing EA results, normally, like I showed you, we normally use fixed lots, because that gives you a much more conservative result. The results shown in this video also confirm and illustrate the impact of using the 5 income turbo boosting methods discussed in the other videos and in this particular video. So I hope you've enjoyed this video and found it very interesting and thought-provoking and hopefully even educational. Those 3 methods are not rocket science, but what is rocket science is to use them and apply them in real life situations. Very few people take the most valuable Forex trading techniques and approaches and apply them in real life trading. And when I say real life trading, you don't have to risk live accounts. You can use demo accounts to prove the principles and then move on to live accounts. So from me, Alex Deploy, cheerio.